Hi, my name is Elmer and welcome to April's Flowers. What's next? We are going to create the vessel, which is a beautiful yarn container that you and your family are going to be able to do, add our bouquet, and we have the perfect design for Easter. Let's get started with the fun part. Bring the kids in, do this as a group, do this as a family activity. It's going to be extremely messy, but so much fun. So let's see what we have. I covered the table with just some plastic because I don't want to clean up a mess we're about to create. So we need the table covered. I just have a little vase here. You can use a bowl, you can use a plastic storage, whatever you have, just shallow and enough for us to mix the glue. A balloon already blown up because this is going to give us our egg shape. And then water, and we have some really colorful yarn. So it's Easter, let's bring in a lot of color, let's have a moment. And then I have a little plastic dish. You can use a saucer or another bowl. This is for when we're done covering it with the yarn. We don't want it to be laying on the counter. We want to get air all around it so it dries a little bit faster. So then we're going to place it onto a dish so air can get all around. All right. That's all we have. Let's get started. And of course, the Elmer's glue. What I do, this is not science. I don't know the ratio. I do it by eye. Pour some glue into the dish. Do you see it's a little bit thicker, so we want to thin it out. And that's what we have some water for. Just, you're going to have to play with it. I just use a little bit of water. And then, let me get this all together before I get my hands dirty, and that's why I have gloves on. I'm going to take this and tie it to the top of the balloon. So we already have an anchor attached. So we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we're attached. And then just rub your hands in there and just mix this up. Mix the water in so we just dilute the glue a little bit. So we have it not be so mucky. And it's kind of gross actually. But it's okay. It's going to make the project. This is the kids are going to love. All right, I think that's good. What we want to do, the purpose of that is to get glue on the yarn. So I'm going to run the yarn through the glue and just put a big pile of the yarn on the table. So the yarn has a bit of glue attached to it. So that way it'll harden when it's time to make the arrangement. And just go ahead and grab a bunch. And you can already see the mess it is making on the table. This is why it's important to cover your stuff. All right, I have a pretty good pile. Next, we're going to take the balloon. And a trick that I do is I just take a little bit of glue on my hands and I just kind of rub it slightly over the balloon, because what this will do is make that a little bit tacky, so then the yarn will not slide at all. It doesn't have to be completely covered, just enough on there so it'll grab. Then you're going to take the yarn and just whatever way you want, wrap the balloon. Just wrap, 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 wrap. And you could see it has different design. The purpose is you just want to make sure you cover this completely in yarn. You can certainly leave it where you have some balloon showing, but we really want to make sure that the nest is completely covered. So it's going to take you a little bit. Just keep going with the yarn and you're going to cover this. It'll take about 48 hours for it to completely dry, so do this way in advance. And again, I think this is going to be so much fun for the family. All right, I'm going to put this away and get the one that we already did. It has dried. It is hard now. Do you see how much yarn is actually on the balloon? And as you can see, you still see some of the purple balloon coming through. That is perfectly okay. The next part is to pop the balloon inside and hopefully this will stay shaped. So I'm just going to take it and pop it. That's a cool noise, isn't it? And look at the balloon stayed completely in shape. This is where I spooled all the yarn around. We're going to cut this off. Don't need that. And if you lose little pieces, it's perfectly okay. We have plenty around. Like this is the end. I'm just going to chop those off. All right, now we're gonna make the A shape. We wanna make sure that it's cracked, so we're just gonna go in with your scissors and just cut it around. And just keep doing that till it's all completed. This is going to make the happiest of Easter decor in your home. And the best part is you did it with your family and it was a group activity. Perfect. How cool is that, right? Looks just like an Easter egg. This is going to be the top. We're going to use that. You can see the balloon is still in there, so let's pop that out. But very, very cool. We're going to add some flowers and it is going to be absolutely perfect. So I've already separated a bouquet. Typical, we always do that. For inside the egg, I am using a vase. You can use a bowl, you can use a storage container, whatever fits inside to hold a water source. I'm also using floral foam that you can pick up from the floral department. You can get it online. It comes in black, comes in green. If you've watched our videos before, you know how to soak this. You fill up a basin with water, set it on, and let it just float down naturally. So that way it doesn't get water on top of it. You really just want it to sink down. All right, so that's ready. You put that right into the egg. It also keeps weight in the egg so it won't move around. The nice thing about the foam versus water is the foam is going to hold our stems exactly where we place them. And so that is, for me as a designer, I really enjoy that. Let's start with our ruscus. And we're going to put that down into it. You see how that's just staying? If it was just in water with no support, it would be wobbling all over. So I'm going to put the ruscus down. Then I'm going to take our gorgeous orange lily. And this we really want to be the focal point, so we're going to put this right at the edge of the vase. Next, I want to carry the orange throughout the design, so let's use our orange Ostromeria. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put them around to create a collar. So 2 of them are going to go around, and then 1 is going to go directly up into the center to carry this orange through. I think it's already beautiful. I think it's so festive already. The orange is from the yarn. When you do something like for Easter that's very colorful and bright, don't worry about matching the flowers to the yarn. If there's a little bit of color carries through, it's great, but you don't really have to worry because it's all about childlike, it's all about fun. If I was doing a vessel like this and not doing an egg and just cutting it off and around for an event, then I would match the yarn to the event. But for Easter, let's just have fun, let's celebrate. Our orange carnations, we're going to put around again. Do you see how we've created this orange moment around the design? Cute. Next, we're going to do our gorgeous, these are actually called Pink Floyd roses. They're hot pink. I love the name. I think it's fun. We're going to put those into the design. And now you can see that that pink is carrying through the design. Now that we have all the orange in, this hot pink really does stand out. Our Graberas, take the straws off. You don't need to have the straws on them. We ship them with the straws because it keeps them stronger. But when it comes to design at home, just pop those right off. And just like we separated the orange color, let's also separate the hot pink color all around. So I'm going to put 1 in the back and I'm going to put 1 up into the center. So cute already. Next we have our mini carns. Because the vessel is down low, we're not going to be able to get as many insertions, but I do think that we can cut it in half at least and have a little bit coming up. These flowers can kind of dance above the other flowers. It just gives a moment. We need a little bit of that surprise height coming out. And last but not least is our lepidium. This we're going to be able to cut into pieces. This has a lot of branches coming off of it. So we're going to be able to cut these in pieces, and these can just go dancing above the flowers. I think these are beautiful. It adds a little bit of garden to it. And these can go right into the foam, just dancing above the rest of the flowers. So that is our centerpiece. We have the top. I always lean it to the side. You can put it that way, you can put it that way, you can do whatever you wish. You could put a little dish in here and have some jelly beans. I think that might be actually kind of cute. So it's another thing on your table. But for now, we're just gonna put it there. I hope you enjoyed this design. I know you're gonna have lots of fun with your family creating it. So remember, like and subscribe, and we will see you next month.